some members, contributors, mass men, band leaders meet up at Heritage Square. So I'm just gonna ask all of you, what are some of the major problems that you guys are seeing and facing right now so far for the carnival season? So just give us your name and your band.
Ali, Nelson Blackham.
All right, so Ali, what's some of the problems right now that you guys are facing for the upcoming carnival season?
Sponsorship and persons, masqueraders. Serious.
All right, and you?
Verlene Ralph and the professionals, formerly Owen Ralph and the professionals.
And what are some of the challenges you're facing right now for the carnival season?
Sponsorship and the masqueraders.
Homer Andrew Homer Leeward International Market. And what I'm facing right now is sponsorship and people to come and play in the band. Right now we're losing that. We're losing a lot of things because we're not getting no help at all from no one. And we need to do something about it. Trust me.
Yeah, well, I'm Denrick Woodley, band leader for Imagination March Band. I'm facing so many different problems. First of all, they put us out of our mass camp up by Morris Road and put us in the Juicy building, which I have no problem with. But the biggest problem that we face is the space to build our big costumes. Even the junior costumes, them they are in the car park, and every time we start a setup, we have to move them for vehicles and all them kind of things. So we have a real problem. And plus, material prices in St. Vincent, they keep tearing them up all the time. And apart from that, masqueraders, people ain't coming to register. It's real slow.
So let's talk about that. How has registration been going so far for the carnival season? Has it been encouraging or has it been disappointing?
It's a bit disappointing. I don't know why, but I think when you actually speak to people on the ground, you'd actually hear things are hard, they're not really working, the prices that are there is not something that they can afford, and they really, even if they start to pay down something, they don't know if they could pay the difference. And people, and I know, let me stick up in here, and I know people will say, so what happened to the bigger bands and what happened to the other bands and them? How come they getting people? What people fail to realize, the people that they are capturing are persons coming in from overseas playing mass. It's not local, literally. If they do get local, it's not this big set of local. It's those who can go to the bank and borrow the loan to pay for the mass and play. You know what I mean? But the people that we look at, or the people that we see, is persons who are struggling, but they want to play mass, but they can't afford to play mass.
All right, there is this argument that maybe part of the reason why these bands are being more successful in terms of selling their costumes and what else, because they are the fancy bands as opposed to the traditional bands which most of you guys here represent. How do you respond to that argument that people are more gravitating to the fancy bands than as it relates to the traditional mass?
Boy, I don't know. It's something we have to watch closely, because it's the same thing that happened in Trinidad, same thing happened in Barbados, same thing happened in St. Lucia. And what we find happen is that we throw the baby and the bathwater outside because we want these fancy bands, as they call it, but they are the party bands, to actually jump and wave in. And what will happen is that we would lose what we have in St. Vincent and what persons come to St. Vincent to see. Now, there are those fancy bands or party bands that want to merge with the traditional bands, but you're not seeing it within their band. They're doing anything or even gravitating to the bands and them to say, let us work towards a merger of having the creative traditional party aspect for the streets of Kingston. And if we don't be careful, as I said, we would lose in that we will just become a party nation and not something that person would want to come to St. Vincent to see, because you see one, you see all. Miami, Nottingham, New York, Caribana, Trinidad, St. Vincent, Barbados and St. Lucia. So if you look at the whole party aspect, you can see this throughout. What are you judging? What are you going to be judging? As I always say, that we used to have what is called a storyline within the mass bands. And you can watch a mass band and tell a storyline. There's no longer a storyline. There's just a name. and I'm wearing Berlin, and I'm wearing this, and I'm wearing that. But come on, get us back to it. Oh, people may not want it, but if the bands insist on it, they will come. It will happen.
Let's talk about materials. How hard has it been as mass bands, traditional mass bands, to source affordable materials to prepare your bands for the carnival season?
Real hard. Real hard. Right now, what? I have a plane ticket. I'm going to Trinidad for material, which shouldn't be. We should be able to source our own material here. And right now, I don't know if CDC try wrongly. They try something, but it's not feasible for we because they don't even have the stuff that we need. So there's a big problem. And another problem we have.
Explain that some more, you mean?
The stuff that they have up there is not exactly the stuff that we need. They have some of the stuff, but we exactly tell them to bring. They don't even have the stuff out there that we need. I have to go to Trinidad right now to bring materials for the mass bands.
But is that financially feasible to go to Trinidad to buy materials? Is it more expensive to go to Trinidad and buy the materials than to source it here locally?
No, but right now we are being provided with a ticket. It will be feasible for us if we go there, merge together and go there and buy it. It will be better for us. We will see the difference because, for instance, the Syrian, they buy something in Trinidad for $60 and come back up here and sell it for the same price. And the same $60 we could get two of the same merchandise in Trinidad for. So where's the sense that we purchasing from the Syrian up here? It don't make no sense. No sense at all.
What are some of the changes or some of the things that you guys would like to see put in place for this carnival season to at least make it more profitable for masqueraders?
For me, right now I want 10 space. There's many times I submit material lists to the government and I ain't getting no form of assistance in 10 space. Right now I building mask underneath a shed in a shop in Leo. And I've been told that I will get material, I'll get help, and there's no help, just pure talk.
We would like to see the business sectors coming out and supporting the bands, share the sponsorship. You don't give one band 20,000, 50,000. Share the sponsorship. Share it around.
Yeah, Hitman. Basically, as upon the South City, material prices very steep. And even just recently, I sent some material out of Trinidad, and they're telling me that we can get duty free concession, but there's no way near that. Because when I check it out, when I go by the custom, they send me to a broker. I have to pay the broker $100. Then when I finish that and I go back over there, I have to pay them like $300 for my material. So it's like it's ain't add up. And apart from that, one thing I would like to see happen. It can't happen this year, for sure. I would like to see CDC get a serious shake up, because that's what we need. And you was asking the question about where we're going from here in terms of our culture. Anytime I stop doing the kind of mask that I'm building, which is paper mask, that's when I stop doing mask. And when it comes to storyline, I try to stick to the storyline and after. And if that can't happen, I can't build mask. Because me going to stick on the feathers and tell you go down the road. That is not my thing. I love to use I haven't built it.
Is traditional mass slowly dying in SVG? Ali, you're shaking your head, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
But then what does that say for the future of the culture?
That's what I just said. I said that if we continue like this and it's dying, we just will be just playing mass like all the other islands, just partying on the streets. There's no need to judge. There's none.
One the other thing.
I will not, Colin, I will not knock CDC. CDC got a shopping list from us, Let me be fair. And there were certain things that they should have put in place that they didn't at the time. But they decided to be a franchise for Samaru to Trinidad. And Samaru did not tell CDC that they were closing shop. So they left CDC hanging, literally hanging with stuff, and some of them is dead stock. Because Samaru closed down. No, what CDC is working towards, and I really hope that it happens, and I hope, and I'm not going to knock CDC, they need knocking, yes, but I'm not going to knock them because government have a part to play in the whole cultural form of this country. It's either you want it or you don't want it. John Hahn had a thing he did some years ago with the Anglican Church, showing how funds are trickled down from the top right down. From the person landing on the island, with an airfare coming in, that's a cost, from the taxi driver to the man on the street with the tray, how it is worked and how people make money in this country. And I don't understand. Why is it you can't put a certain amount? You know, we look at Trinidad, but Trinidad inject money into the festival. The business places get on board. But for some reason in St. Vincent, we're not getting that. If a business company decide to give you something, they like the whole hog from the banner. Come on, man.
Kiddies Carnival is when? Just
1st of July.
1st of July. What is the turnout so far?
Very poor. I ain't gonna lie to you. Compared to all the years gone by, very, very poor. Very poor.
For all the bands, for all of you bands.
Well, I don't need to talk, Colin. I just explained a while ago that
How many numbers you have so far for Kiddies Carnival?
I have nobody registered, and I'm taking for so many people.
I just have about 5 or 7. That's
5
all.
or 7?
None.
None. And
Well, I can laugh because I have about like 10. I don't know where will come. They're coming slowly, eh? But like this, they are coming slowly.
We have great mass. We have great mass, Jed. Everybody have great mass. From
what
overseas.
you want to tell your masqueraders for this year Carnival?
Well, of course, Imagination Mass Band is always open. We're located at the old Juicy building. I guess some of you might not know that we moved from up there. So yeah, this is the opportunity for me to tell you all that we're located at the old Juicy building. And as usual, come and play Mass with Imagination, the best band in the nation.
Leeward International, we located in Leyu, right under a shed under the mango tree, by Topper Street. So we're looking out for the support from the Leeward side. Alright, so I'm asking all the Leeward viewers, come forward.
Professionals is located in Sion Hill, and we're inviting each and everyone to come out now. Register. Junior Carnival is on the 1st. Bring your kids. Come. We have reasonable costume prices. Come and support the thing.
Nelson Block is located on the waterfront. I know the whole aspect of getting there is no longer there, but you can actually go through right opposite Randy's Kennedy between the food shop for Brown and Agriculture Input Warehouse. Come on in. We're open daily. You could come in, pick your mask, speak to anyone there. We are willing to work with you because we understand the situation and what is happening in St. Vincent, and support the culture. And I'd like to say to the business people who claim, we all know that things are bad in this country, but sometimes at $200 go a long way, at $300 go a long way. I will tip my hat off to CK Graves and Company.
Yes.
I will tip my hat off to them.
We appreciate
Because
them. Yes.
as much as things are hard, they may come late, but they actually call you, and each band gets something from them, and it adds up. So my thing about it, instead of giving Nelson Block $20,000, that $20,000 is shift among the whole 15 or 16 or 17 mass bands in this country. And I tip my hat off to them where that is concerned. You know what I mean? And if other people can actually do that, it goes along when it helps you have fun. And it helps you because the thing about it is that CK Graves see the whole business aspect, because when people come to St. Vincent, they go to CK Graves supermarket and shop, because you have to shop to see somewhere, you have to eat somewhere. So come on, share the wealth, support mass bands, and they are all throughout St. Vincent, and all mass bands are not just saying all mass band price somewhere along the line. We try our best where our children are concerned. Most of the time these mass bands are working out of pocket, and I can tell you that for a fact, out of pocket, to make sure that the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines, or persons who come to St. Vincent and Grenadines, see something spectacular. There may be some of the big bands, as you say, but some of them still are out of pocket, right? Don't fool your fat about it. But they want to see a festival in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Government, please, I beg you, take some of the money from the that thing there, from the levy on alcohol, and give it to CDC so it could trickle down to all of us. Mass, Pan and Calypso. We need it.
That was the purpose of the levy. Once you don't tell me that you're going to put money into the carnival to the levy, because we went to them, we sit down with the Prime Minister and negotiate, try to get some money. He said that we're going to use the levy for. But I mean, yeah, he said he had problem in 2030, we had the flood. But this is 2023 now, Colin.
I remember last Vincy Mas, after the COVID pandemic, a lot of the mass bands were offered some concessions. Any concessions this year being offered up to the bands?
Besides our startup money, what we normally get every year, that's it.
That's the $3,000 that they give to us.
The only concession we get to take stuff from CDC from the store, but that is just as if we went to NDF and borrowed the money from NDF and actually buy the stuff just the same way. And I'm positive that most of the bands did not go to NDF this year, but we try to utilize what is there as much as possible. Always not enough to help us, but we try to utilize it as much as possible.
Alright. Well guys, I want to wish you all the best this carnival season and encourage those who are going to be watching this video to come out and support not just these 4 mass bands represented here today, but all the mass bands for the carnival season. Guys, thanks a lot for chatting with me, alright?